I'm drawing cards for Cancer today to explore your love journey this summer. Let me connect with the energy and see what messages come through for you. As I shuffle the deck, I'm feeling a strong emotional current, very fitting for a water sign like Cancer. I sense there's been some emotional turbulence in your romantic life recently. The cards want to speak to you about what's coming and how to navigate these waters. For this reading, I'll use a 5-card spread to examine different aspects of your love situation, your current energy, challenges you're facing, what you may not see clearly yet, guidance from the universe, and the potential outcome if you follow this path. The first card I'm drawing represents your current energy in love matters. I've pulled the Hermit. This is quite revealing, Cancer. You've been in a period of reflection and perhaps even isolation when it comes to matters of the heart. There's a sense that you've been working through past relationship patterns, taking time to understand yourself better before opening up to new love. This solitary energy has been necessary, a sacred time of inner work and healing. You've been holding your own lantern, lighting your own path through the darkness of past disappointments or heartbreaks. For the second position, representing challenges you're currently facing in love, I've drawn the Two of Swords. This card speaks to a difficult decision you're struggling with. Perhaps you're torn between potential partners, or between opening your heart again versus protecting yourself from further pain. There's a blindfold on the figure in this card, suggesting you may be avoiding seeing something clearly. The crossed swords indicate conflicting thoughts or values that make it difficult to move forward. The emotional stalemate feels safe in some ways, but it's preventing progress in your love life. The third card shows what you may not be seeing clearly yet. Interesting, I've pulled the Tower. This is quite significant, Cancer. While you're carefully weighing options and taking your time, there's a transformative event on the horizon that you haven't anticipated. The Tower represents sudden change, disruption of the status quo, sometimes in ways that feel shocking at first. In love readings, this often indicates that your carefully constructed ideas about relationships or a specific person are about to be challenged. This doesn't have to be negative. In fact, these Tower moments often clear away what's no longer serving us to make room for something more authentic. For the fourth position, guidance from the universe, I've drawn the Ace of Cups. This is beautiful energy for you, Cancer. The universe is offering you a fresh emotional beginning, a new chapter in your love story. This cup overflows with potential for deep connection and emotional fulfillment. The guidance here is to remain open to unexpected forms of love and connection. Don't let past disappointments close you off from recognizing genuine opportunity when it appears. This card suggests that despite any current feelings of isolation or indecision, your capacity for love remains pure and powerful. And finally, for the potential outcome position, I've drawn the Lovers. This is quite profound in connection with the previous cards. If you follow the guidance, moving through your period of reflection, making a clear decision rather than remaining in indecision, allowing old structures to fall away, and opening to new emotional beginnings, there is indeed potential for a significant partnership. The Lovers represents not just romantic connection, but alignment of values and authentic choice. This isn't just about finding someone, it's about finding connection that honors your true self. Looking at these cards together tells a compelling story about your love journey this summer, Cancer. You're emerging from a necessary period of solitude and self-discovery, the Hermit, facing a decision point that you've been avoiding, Two of Swords, about to experience an unexpected shift in perspective or circumstances, the Tower, being offered new emotional beginnings, Ace of Cups, with the potential for meaningful partnership, the Lovers. There's a clear progression here from isolation to connection, from indecision to choice, from the known to the unknown. The card suggests that your soul connection isn't just out there, waiting to be found. It's developing through your own journey of self-discovery and your willingness to remain open despite past hurts. Now, let me tune in more deeply to each of these cards to offer you more specific guidance. The Hermit's energy suggests you've been doing important inner work. This isn't just about being alone, it's about gaining wisdom and clarity. In your love journey, this has been a crucial foundation. You've been learning to distinguish between genuine connection and relationships that merely fill a void. This discernment will serve you well as new opportunities arise this summer. The hermit doesn't rush. He moves slowly, deliberately, with purpose. Remember this energy even as things begin to accelerate in your love life. The Two of Swords reveals your tendency to overthink romantic situations. Cancer, your intuitive nature is one of your greatest gifts, yet sometimes you second-guess these insights when it comes to love. The blindfolded figure in this card suggests you may be deliberately avoiding seeing something clearly, perhaps a potential partner's true intentions or your own feelings. There's a sense of artificial peace in this stalemate, but it's preventing forward movement. The cards are urging you to remove the blindfold, put down the swords of overthinking, and allow yourself to feel what's true. The Tower appearing in your reading is particularly significant. While this card often evokes apprehension, in your case it represents a necessary breakthrough. Old beliefs about love, perhaps formed during childhood or through past relationships, are crumbling to make way for more authentic understanding. This summer may bring an unexpected encounter or revelation that challenges your preconceptions about what partnership should look like. The lightning strike of the Tower illuminates what was previously hidden, allowing you to see relationships with new clarity. With the Ace of Cups as your guidance, the universe is encouraging you to approach love with freshness and openness. This card symbolizes emotional rebirth, allowing yourself to feel deeply without the protective barriers you've constructed. Water signs like Cancer naturally attune to emotional currents, but past hurts may have caused you to dam up some of this natural flow. The Ace of Cups invites you to let those waters flow freely again. Notice how this contrasts with the Hermit. While reflection has been necessary, there comes a time to emerge and engage with life's emotional offerings. The Lovers as your potential outcome doesn't guarantee meeting the one this summer, but it does suggest meaningful connection that supports your authentic self. This card is about choices made from a place of alignment, rather than fear or loneliness. It indicates that by following the progression through these other cards, completing your internal work, making clear decisions, allowing transformative experiences, and opening to new emotional beginnings, you create the conditions for meaningful partnership. I'm feeling drawn to pull one clarification card specifically about this potential love connection. I've drawn the Knight of Wands. This adds an interesting dimension to your reading. The Knight of Wands brings passionate, fiery energy, quite different from your natural watery Cancer tendencies. This suggests your potential connection may be with someone who has strong fire element in their chart, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone who embodies these qualities: enthusiasm, adventure, courage, and spontaneity. This knight moves quickly, which contrasts with your more careful approach to love. There could be an element of whirlwind romance here, something that develops with surprising speed once the initial connection is made. While this energy is exciting, it also requires balance. Your natural caution serves a purpose. Don't abandon it entirely in the excitement of new connection. Instead, allow this fiery energy to complement your depth and nurturing nature. Timing-wise, I'm sensing strongest potential for this connection in late July or early August, when the sun transitions from Cancer to Leo season. This period highlights both your natural emotional depth and the more expressive, passionate qualities of your potential partner. Now, let's explore some practical guidance based on this reading. First, honor the wisdom you've gained during your reflective period. The Hermit's lessons aren't meant to be discarded, but integrated into your next chapter. Continue practices that have helped you connect with yourself: journaling, meditation, solo walks in nature, even as you become more socially engaged this summer. Second, practice decisive action in smaller areas of your life to help break the Two of Swords stalemate energy. Cancer's tendency can be to retreat into safety when faced with difficult choices. Start making clear decisions in lower-stakes situations to build this muscle for when romantic opportunities arise. Third, remain flexible about how love might appear. The Tower suggests that connection may come in an unexpected package or under surprising circumstances. Perhaps you'll meet someone in an unusual context, Or maybe you'll suddenly see a longtime friend in a new light. Be willing to have your expectations challenged. Fourth, create space for new emotional experiences. The Ace of Cups thrives in environments where feelings can flow freely. Consider activities that open your heart, creative pursuits, spending time near water, your natural element, or places where meaningful conversation happens naturally. Fifth, when engaging with potential partners, pay attention to shared values and authentic connection rather than just chemistry or convenience. The Lover's card reminds us that sustainable relationships require alignment on a deeper level. Be willing to have conversations about what matters most to you. The cards also reveal something about patterns you may need to release this summer. With the Tower in your reading, there's likely a belief system around love that no longer serves you. Perhaps it's the idea that you need to be the caretaker in relationships, a common Cancer pattern. Or maybe it's a fear of abandonment that keeps you from fully committing. Whatever this structure is, it's ready to be dismantled. I noticed that while your reading contains both major and minor arcana cards, the majors dominate, with 4 out of the 6 cards, including our clarifier, being major arcana. This suggests that your love journey this summer is tied to significant life lessons and spiritual growth. It's not just about finding partnership, but about your soul's evolution. The progression from the Hermit to the Lovers shows a beautiful arc of moving from solitary wisdom-seeking to conscious partnership. But the inclusion of the Tower between these points reminds you that growth isn't always comfortable. There may be moments of disorientation as old perspectives fall away. Cancer, your natural instinct might be to resist these Tower moments, to cling to the familiar even when it no longer serves you. The cards are encouraging you to instead embrace transformation, trusting that what emerges will be more aligned with your authentic self. The Two of Swords in your challenges position suggests that indecision has become a comfort zone for you. Perhaps staying in a state of maybe feels safer than risking rejection or disappointment. But this summer calls for clearer choices. When you find yourself overthinking romantic situations, return to your body and emotional wisdom, areas where Cancer naturally excels when not caught in patterns of overthinking. The Knight of Wands as a clarifier adds an element of timing and energy to your reading. Knights in the tarot often represent movement and messages. There could be an element of unexpected communication this summer, perhaps someone reaching out after a period of silence or a conversation that suddenly shifts the dynamic between you and another person. This Knight's appearance also suggests that action will be required on your part. While Cancer often prefers to create a safe space and wait for others to approach, this summer may call for more initiative from you. This doesn't mean abandoning your discernment, but rather being willing to make a clear move when your intuition guides you to do so. Looking more deeply at the Ace of Cups in your guidance position, I'm drawn to the overflowing nature of this cup. This suggests that emotional abundance comes not from carefully rationing your affection, but from allowing it to flow freely. When we give from an open heart, we often find that more love flows in to replace what we've shared. This summer invites you to experience this principle firsthand. The Lover's card contains elements of both choice and divine guidance. In traditional decks, an angel hovers above the human figures, suggesting that while we make our choices in matters of the heart, there's also a higher wisdom at work. For you, Cancer, this indicates that by making choices aligned with your authentic self, you also align with divine timing in your love life. I'm feeling compelled to pull one more card as advice for navigating this summer's romantic energy. I've drawn Strength. This beautifully complements your reading. Strength reminds us that true power comes not from force, but from patience, gentle persistence, and courage of heart. As a Cancer, your strength has always been in your emotional depth and intuitive understanding of others. Strength affirms these qualities while also encouraging you to remain steadfast when challenges arise. The figure in this card gently closes the lion's mouth, controlling primal forces not through domination but through loving firmness. In your love journey, this suggests maintaining healthy boundaries while remaining open-hearted. It speaks to finding the courage to be vulnerable without being consumed by another's energy or needs. With strength appearing at the end of your reading, there's a clear message that you have the inner resources needed to navigate whatever this transformative summer brings. I also noticed that we now have 5 major arcana cards out of 7 total cards drawn. This extraordinary concentration of major cards emphasizes that your love journey this summer isn't just about romance. It's about significant personal transformation and soul growth. The universe is creating conditions for important life lessons through the vehicle of relationships. The element of water, your natural element as a Cancer, appears strongly in the Ace of Cups, suggesting emotional rebirth. Fire appears in both the Tower and the Knight of Wands, indicating transformative energy and passionate action. The balance of these elements will be important for you, allowing your natural emotional depth to be energized and activated by fiery experiences without becoming overwhelmed. As the summer progresses, pay particular attention to the lunar cycles, which naturally influence you as a Cancer. The full moons of June, July, and August may mark significant turning points in your love journey. The Cancer new moon in particular, likely occurring in July, could represent a powerful reset point for your emotional world and relationships. The movement from the Hermit to the Lovers suggests evolving from self-knowledge to conscious partnership. This doesn't mean losing yourself in another person, but rather bringing your whole, authentic self to the connection. Your time of introspection hasn't been preparation for losing your identity in relationship, but for showing up more fully as yourself. With the Tower in your reading, be prepared for insights or events that challenge your existing narrative about love. Perhaps you've held beliefs about not being worthy of genuine partnership, or about relationships always requiring sacrifice of your needs. These structures are ready to fall, making way for healthier foundations. The Knight of Wands suggests a certain lightheartedness that might be refreshing after a period of serious introspection. Allow yourself to experience joy and excitement in connection without immediately analyzing what it means or where it's heading. This spontaneous energy balances your tendency toward caution. Strength as your final guidance card reminds you that vulnerability is not weakness. Opening your heart after periods of protection takes tremendous courage. This summer invites you to practice this courageous vulnerability, being authentic about your feelings and needs while maintaining healthy boundaries. I'm sensing that there could be a connection to childhood patterns influencing your current approach to love. Cancer is naturally tied to the mother archetype and early nurturing experiences. Part of this summer's journey may involve recognizing how early relationships shaped your expectations of love, and consciously choosing which patterns to carry forward and which to release. The progression of your cards suggests that transformation comes before the new beginning, the Tower before Ace of Cups, which in turn precedes the meaningful partnership, the Lovers. This timing is important. Trying to rush into partnership before allowing necessary changes and new emotional patterns to establish could short-circuit the process. With the Two of Swords in your challenges position, be aware of tendencies to create false dilemmas in love situations. Sometimes the choice isn't between two imperfect options, but about expanding your vision to see possibilities you haven't yet considered. The blindfold on this figure is self-imposed. You have the power to remove it whenever you choose to see more clearly. Throughout this summer's journey, your natural Cancer gifts will serve you well. Emotional intelligence, intuition, nurturing capacity, and depth of feeling. These qualities create the conditions for meaningful connection. What may need adjustment are the protective mechanisms that sometimes prevent these gifts from being fully expressed and received. The Hermit at the beginning of your reading and Strength at the end create a powerful frame for this journey. Both cards speak to inner resources and personal power, but they express these themes differently. The Hermit finds wisdom in solitude, while Strength finds courage in engagement with life's more intense energies. Your path this summer involves integrating both of these modalities. I want to address the soulmate aspect of our original question. The Lover's card indeed suggests potential for profound connection, but true soulmate relationships aren't simply about finding the perfect person. They're co-created through mutual growth, authenticity, and choosing each other consistently. The cards suggest that conditions are aligning for this type of connection, but it will still require conscious participation from you. As the summer begins, you may still feel predominantly in hermit energy, reflective, internal, processing past experiences. Honor this phase while remaining open to subtle shifts. By midsummer, expect the Two of Swords energy to become more prominent as opportunities or decisions present themselves. The Tower moments are likely to occur when you least expect them, perhaps during Cancer season itself, late June to late July, when your emotional receptivity is heightened. The Ace of Cups energy may become most accessible during Leo season, late July through August, when expressive energy supports new emotional beginnings. The Lover's potential appears strongest in the later part of summer, suggesting that meaningful connection develops as a process rather than appearing instantly. Your water sign nature gives you depth that is rare and valuable in relationships. This summer's journey isn't about changing your essential nature, but about allowing it to flow more freely, less protected and controlled. The Knight of Wands and Tower energies serve to catalyze this freer expression of your natural gifts. Looking at this spread as a whole, Cancer, I see a summer of significant emotional evolution. The concentration of major arcana cards indicates that forces larger than everyday choices are at work in your love life right now. There's a sense of destined encounters and soul-level growth. This doesn't mean you lack free will in the process, quite the opposite. Your conscious participation is essential, particularly in the moments represented by the Two of Swords, making clear choices, and the Knight of Wands, taking inspired action. The universe provides opportunities, but you determine how you engage with them. The question asked whether you will find your soulmate this summer, and the card suggests something more nuanced than a simple yes or no. They indicate that this summer holds potential for meaningful connection that supports your authentic self, whether with someone entirely new or through transformed understanding of an existing relationship. However, this connection develops through a process of personal transformation rather than simply meeting the one. The true gift of this summer appears to be not just potential partnership, but a more liberated relationship with your own emotional nature. The progression from Hermit through Tower to Ace of Cups speaks to releasing protective patterns that have limited the full expression of your capacity for love and connection. Trust the timing of this journey, Cancer. The sequence of cards suggests a natural unfolding that shouldn't be rushed. Each phase, reflection, decision, transformation, new beginning, and connection, builds upon the previous one. Your water sign, patience combined with moments of inspired action, creates the optimal conditions for love to flourish. As we conclude this reading, I want to emphasize that while external events and encounters will play important roles in your summer love story, the most significant developments occur within your own heart and mind. The willingness to see differently, removing the Two of Swords blindfold, to allow transformation, embracing Tower moments, and to open to new emotional experiences, receiving the Ace of Cups, creates the inner conditions that manifest externally as the connection represented by the lovers. This summer offers not just the possibility of finding your soulmate, but of becoming the version of yourself capable of recognizing and receiving soul-level connection when it appears. The cards suggest that both processes, internal growth and external connection, unfold simultaneously, each supporting the other. Trust your water sign intuition as you navigate these currents, Cancer. Beneath the sometimes turbulent surface of change flows the deep wisdom of your emotional nature. This summer invites you to dive deeper into this wisdom while also reaching toward new horizons in love.